I saw an interesting article re AI and whether it's going to affect employment going forward. And many say the jury is out on that. Some say that it's going to increase unemployment amongst the new starters or young people that don't have any experience. And some people are saying AI will increase the support for more employees that have a lot of experience. So this one's called Will AI Reduce Employment or Increase Unemployment? Like this fellow said, I do not fear computers, I fear the lack of them. And yeah, I thought it was a quite interesting article, and I thought I just mentioned this. It is quite interesting. This quote comes from Isaac Asimov, sets the stage for a crucial discussion about AI and whether it will reduce employment. In the 1990s, ATMs emerged, and they became surprisingly, many people thought that with ATMs emerging, that many expected bank tellers would become obsolete. But if we look at this this chart here, we find that when the ATMs came out in 1990, and we see the bank tellers, which is the light one here, and the ATMs here, and there was huge increase in ATMs from 1990 to 2002. We see in that time period, bank tellers actually rose, but albeit not as large as ATMs themselves, right? So ATMs went up quite a bit, and bank tellers went up slightly. But what was expected was bank tellers were going to become obsolete in this whole scenario. But leading from 2002 to 2008, bank tellers did increase, albeit very small, compared to ATMs that went up quite a bit as well, right? So many did, as I said before, expect bank tellers become redundant, but teller became more profitable and the branches became profitable. The number of bank tellers actually increased due to this productivity lift. But in 2018, online banking changed the landscape with fewer branches needed of the total number of bank tellers decrease. This scenario raises a pressing question: could AI follow a similar path? A recent Stanford University paper alarmingly suggests a future where full automation threatens jobs. It highlights declining employment among recent grads in AI-focused fields. The data appears dire, but another interpretation exists. Noah Smith questions why job losses are mainly among young workers. If AI is ready to replace humans, companies would likely choose to cut higher paid employment first. The hiring of more experienced workers suggests that AI can enhance their productivity rather than replace them. Jobber Gains argues this point, explaining that new technologies often make experienced workers more valuable. I think that's very interesting. If AI augments productivity, business will still want to hire experienced staff. The narrative thus shifts. Like Tony Stark's Jarvis, AI is becoming a tool that empowers human workers. It increased productivity and it could lead to growth in human employment, right? But there is a warning. Companies may engage fewer entry-level workers. This trend could cause a shortage of experienced workers in the future. And I think that's what we're seeing. Recent data shows employment trends aren't encouraging. Certainly, if you're a young person, it's very hard to get experience, right? But there's more demand for older experienced employers, which is interesting, I think, right? But many people are saying even with AI-generated code, you still need the human experience of the experienced employer, right? To actually interpretate that code. Whereas if you're a non-experienced graduate or a non-experienced employee that doesn't know a lot about coding, then you can't just rely on AI. I mean, I use AI for coding, and often it's very, very wrong. The ATM example shows that employment can thrive with the augmented roles during initial technology changes, clearly. But overall, you do see with the ATM example, with advancements, eventually you don't need an ATM teller, right? Obviously, future predictions are very mixed, as this story says, and some believe AI will drastically increase productivity and wages, but depends on who you are in the scheme of things, if you're a young employer or an experienced employer. The model hinges on whether humans remain essential for even a fraction of the AI tasks. I thought this is a fascinating article, people, and I think something we need to be aware of very much in terms of AI. As we consider the evolution of AI in the workplace, it will lead to efficiency. We understand that. We have to interpret what the AI is actually telling us, whether that AI information or coding is correct. It's vital to note its dependency is reliant on efficient computing power and where the AI gets its sources from. Okay, you've got to check sources, people. You can't just rely on AI. We've all heard of that solicitor that went to court and the AI gave him an incorrect court decision for allegedly case precedent, and it wasn't the case at all because he didn't know his facts and he didn't do his homework. Sometimes the AI can get itself muddled up and give you gobbledygook, okay? So again, you still need human experience, human know-how to know what the AI is giving you is right, particularly if you're a coder. I mean, even Lizzie, who's coded for years since she was 12, which is well over 50 years of coding, knows when an AI is giving her gobbledygook in terms of coding, right? So it's really important to understand that the AI is giving you the right information and giving you the right coding. And if it doesn't, then it's bunkum, right? If an AI indeed takes on extensive roles, managing costs will be crucial, but many people are looking at it as being much more efficient, that's for sure, but it will rely on experienced humans to be able to say the same thing. So coming back to our ATM, the bank teller analogy serves as a caution, but also a reminder that change may not be necessarily immediate. It takes some time. We saw with bank tellers, even with 1990, ATMs and bank tellers were still growing, albeit not at the rate of change as the ATM. But then, from 2018 onwards, technology changed the bank teller completely, and many people now use online apps rather than go to the bank to see a bank teller, okay? And so therefore, bank tellers are not really needed as much as they used to be. And I think that's what you'll see with AI. You'll see an increase in the workforce for experienced workers that know their stuff, but it's going to be very hard for the younger workers that don't know enough about coding or the generation or how to use AI or the right prompts to get the information from the AI, right? David Denning's research suggests that employment adapts slowly than technology evolves, indicating, we are human after all, and often employment takes a while to catch up. I mean, we see that even on LinkedIn, right? Now people are saying, hey, you have to have AI experience, but a lot of people don't have AI experience. So the technology has taken over the employment skill that a person may necessarily not have, right? Some people are saying there may not be widespread job losses, but I believe there will be at the lower levels of inexperience, okay? They just don't have the experience. The demand for creativity and human creativity and analytical skills may remain infinite, and I agree with that because you have to understand what the AI is actually producing, right? So it's going to be a future thing of having all sorts of capabilities, certainly with AI as one of them within your role, but also knowing what the AI brings out is significant to essentially, it's correct in what it's actually saying to you to use that in your role, but it has to be used with an experienced person that knows, what the AI is actually generating. I think that was a fairly interesting article, and I thought I'd bring that to your attention. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you.